Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Okay, to I don't know who this is for. Yeah, I'm trying to get the angle good here. Okay. So, welcome. Let me prepare everything. Give everybody a minute to come in. All right, let's get everything prepared and get everyone a minute to come on in. Welcome. Okay. All right, guys. So listen, if you are new to the platform, thank you for joining me. And if you're returning, then welcome back. All right. Now, I don't know who these messages for, but I got to get them off my mind, heart, and spirit. Okay. And today's message came in the form of a dream. So I must warn you that this dream is going to be a little eerie, even for me as the dreamer. But as I interpret it and put it out, I know that maybe it's going to resonate with someone, some way, somehow. All right. So y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how it resonates with you if it resonates. I'm going to jump straight into the reading. Now, I'm calling this a reading because I don't know if this is something that has taken place or if this is something that is yet to happen, but this was the dream that I got through the divine. Okay. So I have dreams often, and I started to do dream interpretations on some of my other platforms. And I realized that all of your dreams don't go to everybody. So I only tell my dreams over on Patreon, right? But this particular dream was very detailed, as they all are, but this one gave a different feel to it. And I knew that I had to put this dream out there, okay? Because I've had dreams before where I don't put it out there, and then I wish that I had put it out there, and I wasn't gonna I wasn't gonna do that with this one, okay? So let me just get to it. Like I said, y'all, keep in mind this may be a bit graphic, okay? But this is what I got. So the way I'll do it is I'll read to you the dream, which I have written here, the dream that I had, and then I will break down what I took from the dream, literally, as well as metaphorically speaking, okay, intuitively speaking, like what this could mean from my point of view. I may even bring some of it over to the Patreon. So the dream starts out, I had a dream about being at a school in a cafeteria. Now, I don't know which school this was or why I was there, but I ended up in a school lunch line. They were serving lots of different meat options so that I knew that I was going to be able to indulge. Now, mind you, I don't eat meat. I'm a vegetarian, right? I'm a pescatarian. I eat seafood, but I don't. So y'all keep that in mind as we get to the breakdown. It says, I chose to eat cabbage, cornbread, and what appeared to be some type of roast. It says, but I didn't eat the roast. I just got it for the flavor so that I could have with the cabbage on the side. I kept letting people cut in front of me in line because I was waiting for the people that I came with to join me to eat. I kept letting people cut over and over. And then when I did finally get to the front of the line, I took the longest to pick my food. And so that they could catch up. Once they caught up, these people got their food and then left me still picking my food. They left me to go sit down. And so I somewhat felt silly for waiting on them. When we sat down, they were laughing and they were gossiping and they were really talking about the other students that were there. They weren't really discussing the other students loudly, but enough that it made me feel uncomfortable. I feel like I may have pretended to go get other types of foods or something like that because, look, I feel like I may have pretended to go get other foods or something and to take extra long on purpose so that they would be done by the time I came back. So essentially I went back up there, was like, well, let me go get something else to eat. And I took a long time doing it on purpose because I thought that if I did that, then by the time I went back, they would be gone because apparently I was uncomfortable that they were gossiping and talking about the other students. When I came back, they were gone. When it was time for me to leave, I caught a ride with someone who was alone in her car. She wasn't with the whole group. So it was almost as if she was associated with the group. I could feel this in the dream, but she wasn't like riding with them. They weren't like all together, this other person. So she was sitting out in her vehicle alone. She was driving a Jeep and it had no top. So I asked if I could get a ride with her back, and she nodded. So we headed home on a well-lit road, and it was broad daylight. All right, now this is where the dream gets a little extra for me. So it says I was wearing boots, shorts, and a very long t-shirt because it was hot, and it was like a t-shirt with like no sleeves. Okay, it was like a sleeveless t-shirt, pretty long, that covered the shorts. The shorts were like really short shorts, and I had on like what seemed like some boots with it. Okay, like short ankle boots. And so was the driver. So whoever this driver was dressed very similar to me. I could tell the girl driving had a lot on her mind because she barely spoke to me. But not because she didn't like me, but because she was thinking so much. So I decided to play a prank on her. I jumped out of the vehicle when she slowed down just to kind of lighten the mood. Okay, so mind you, y'all, this is still in a dream. Mind you that she has a Jeep with no top and she's talking. Okay, I mean, she's not talking to me. And so I jump out of the vehicle to lighten the mood. Now, mind you, this is a dream, but this is what I say. It said, to my surprise, she didn't even notice. She just kept driving. So I pulled out my phone and I started to call her, but there was no service at all. Like at all, there was no service. Once I realized there was no service, I just started walking forward, hoping that she'd turn around once she realized that I was no longer in the vehicle. While I was walking, a man walked up behind me, asking me if I needed anything. He kept staring at me and talking to me, saying stuff about the phone service out there, talking about how there was no signal out here. He gave off very, very creepy vibes. And soon he started following me, talking about this area, how horrible it was out there. Now, mind you, in the dream, when I jumped out of the vehicle to kind of lighten the mood because she wasn't talking to me, the road that she kind of turned going this way and kind of turned going right. And then once she turned, that's when I jumped out, hoping that she would notice I jumped out, but she didn't. She kept going. But the road that she kept going on was about a two and a half to 3 mile road. Okay. That I was on. So this man that started following me probably about 3/4 of a mile into coming in around that curve. So he had been following me for a minute, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of like what I'm feeling and where I'm at with this dream. So he kept just talking to me on repeat about how the phone services were bad. He was following me. He was giving off creepy vibes. And mind you, I was wearing a tank top shirt with shorts and boots. It was hot. It was broad daylight, well lit on this road. It just was no service. So he was kind of creeping me out. So I kept saying, oh, there's my friend right there. Oh, there's my friend right there. Every time I would see a car, I would point to the car and be like, oh, there's my friend right there. She's coming to get me. But the cars would just keep passing. And there were only about 2 or 3 cars that actually passed. And when we couldn't see any more cars, like I said, this is a long road where you can just see it's like straight ahead of you. When I couldn't see any cars, I knew that I started to get a little worried. Okay. So it says, he started to get, okay. It says only 2 or 3 cars passed. After the last car passed by, I didn't see anymore, and neither did he. So what I could see, he could see, and we could both see no more cars were coming. He started to get closer and he said, it doesn't look like your friend's coming back, huh? I started to somewhat jog to get away from him, but he sped up. Just as much as I sped up, he would speed up. And soon it hit me that this man was going to hurt me and that my ride was not turning around. that I had gotten in the car with someone who didn't care enough to turn around as I jumped out of the vehicle, even if it was to be funny. The man killed me. Though I didn't experience the death and the killing afterwards, I was at my own funeral. And later, I was there when they found my body. And then after a 10-year reunion, I was there as well. And they did eventually find my killer. I don't know if I've ever had a dream like this, but I could tell it was me. It was me, not me, but me. And I could feel this girl's fear and disappointment and confusion. It's as if I was me and her in the dream. It said the dream continued as it explained to like it explained in the dream as if it was like on television or the news or some type of a documentary what had happened to me that day. And it explained it very, very much in detail to those that love me because they had caught the killer. Except I wasn't there. I wasn't alive. I was just with them in spirit. And at the very end of this that I wrote down, it says, there was a short scene after that seemingly had nothing to do with this part of the dream, but I don't really remember this part at the time. I had this dream on October 23rd, and I woke up feeling grounded and secure, but feeling like I had to put this message out. Now, you might ask me, okay, why did I hold on to a dream that I had in October? Why am I just putting out this dream now? Because I am being guided to, because I wasn't going to put the dream out. Like I mentioned when I first started the broadcast, I normally do my dream interpretations over on my Patreon because I try not to share my dreams and my subconscious on such a broad scale. But this dream really, really touched me. Okay. And I'm feeling it more so now to put it out than I did when I actually had the dream. So I know, right? Like that's like a really, really like intense dream. But I just want to break down real quick what I got from the dream. Okay. So I don't know if this is something that has happened. I don't know if there is someone that has come up missing and you all are looking for this person. I don't know if this is something that has already happened like years ago because in the dream there was a clear difference between the time that the murder took place and the time that they found the body, and also a time when they discussed it in the future. It wasn't all at once. It wasn't like someone was murdered, they found her body, and then they discussed it all in a short amount of time. In this dream, it had happened over a sequence of years. Now, like I said before, I'm going to break down, I'm not going to say quickly, but as efficiently as I can for what I feel like putting out on YouTube before I take it to Patreon. But I'm going to tell you guys what I get from this message. So let's start out, first of all, with soul ties. Okay. Now, I feel that there a lot of times we question the connections we have with people. Okay. And when you meet a person, you know that they're going to change your life, right? You can feel it. Some people you just feel that these people, like husbands and wives, or professors, college professors, or that career that you once wanted, right? You can tell when you meet with people how they're going to affect your life. But what happens if you meet the person and you have such a remarkable feeling and connection with them, but this is the person that takes your life? What if that same spark of, ooh, wow, there's a purpose with meeting you comes from the person that takes your life? And think about how often that actually is, because a lot of people's lives are taken by people that they love. You feel what I'm saying? So there's a big message in this dream for me about the soul ties we have with people that unalive us, so to speak. The next thing that really hit my attention was in the dream, we started out in a school. So it reminds me again of being in the middle of learning something, of learning lessons, learning certain lessons. And what I get from that too is there could be a lesson that maybe you have been guided to like live out. There could be something that you are being guided to fix, correct, learn. And maybe your intuition is telling you to do something that you're not doing. Because there was a time in this dream where there was no service, no signal. And that to me is like losing your connection to divine, to source, to not have that signal between the two of you all that I believe that she would have had toward the beginning of this dream. Now, she also, another thing that rang out for me was that she had choices when it was time for her to eat, meaning, they say knowledge is power, food for thought. So she was able to choose between what it was that she wanted to consume, what she wanted to bring into her reality, or what she wanted to have around her, this energy. And like I said, y'all, real quick, let me just stop to say this is a warning that if you are just now joining me, that this is a dream that I had. Okay. I thank you all for being here. This is a dream that I had that I feel and felt that I needed to put out. I don't know if it's something that's already happened or that may eventually happen. I'm not sure, but I wanted to get this message off my mind, heart, and spirit. Okay. So if you're confused what I'm talking about, that's pretty much what I'm talking about. Okay. So, I noticed that she had choices, right? Let's get back to the dream. And she could have chose between all of these different types of meat, all this different, what she could, like food for thought. She had so many choices. And she chose to get meat, even though in real life, I don't eat meat, right? Or at least I'm practicing at the current moment. I'm not saying my whole life, but at the current moment, I don't really eat meat like that, right? So, but she didn't eat the meat, even though she put it on her plate, she didn't eat it. So it's like she chose to consume something. She chose to do something that she normally wouldn't do, but she still didn't eat it. So it was given when I really like think about that, it's like you had the option to do something different, but she still chose to do the same thing. She still chose what she knew. She still chose what was comfortable for her. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I got with that. Now, remember also in a dream, I said that she was allowing people to steal her spot. Like she just kept letting people cut in front of her because she was in line about to eat and she wanted to eat with her friends. She wanted to eat with the people she came with, but they weren't there. Okay. And she kept waiting and waiting and she kept putting off her eating, her nourishment to her soul, her mind, body, and soul. And what I get from that is there are going to be people, like I said, whether this is a literal event or whether this is some sort of warning that came in like that, just heed and use your discernment, take with you what resonates. But she didn't she didn't go forward with eating and sitting at the table prepared for her because she was waiting for other people to come and eat with her, just for her to get up there, start fixing her plate, and then all of her people that came with her that was supposed to be with her in her eyes, they bum rushed, got their food, and then they left to go sit down, leaving her there by herself again. So she came there purposely letting people go ahead of her, get in front of her, take her spot, take her essence, so to speak, right? Because we're talking the dream and we're talking metaphysically what this could mean spiritually, what I'm getting from this. She let people come in to be in front of her when she had a guaranteed spot because she thought that it was the right thing to do. And then these people just left her. They just left her to go eat. And then we went to the next part of the dream where there was gossip. Okay. She sat down and she said that, and in the dream, it felt like that when she sat with these people, they were just gossiping and just discussing like everybody else around. Right. And it made her feel so uncomfortable. Now, in the dream, it was almost like, it was like, wow, these are the people I'm associated with. It was like, I can't believe they sit around and talk about everybody like that. That's the way that it came through. Y'all forgive me. I've been talking, so and the more I talk, the drier my mouth get. All right. So she sat there like waiting on them. Oh no. Okay, we passed that part, y'all. And I'm looking at my notes because I kind of took notes a little bit. Like, let me keep up with what I got here so that I can keep myself grounded. But she felt really uncomfortable hearing all of this gossip. Okay. Now, gossip in dreams doesn't always mean that people are gossiping about you. Sometimes in dreams, everything's mirrored. So it can also represent like hearing good news. Actually, it can oftentimes be a little bit of your subconscious feeling insecure about the things that happen when you're not around. It depends on if you're gossiping or if they're gossiping about you. And in this instant, they weren't gossiping about her, they were gossiping about other people, and she was privy to that information. So there could be something that you know about a group of people that you're not speaking on, or maybe you know something and you haven't said anything. Maybe you know a secret about someone or something, and maybe it's something that if you spoke up, that it would help, or it would change, or it would save, or it would do something. There's something that comes with that. Okay, it's like knowing something that you wish you didn't know. Okay, that's the energy that came through with the gossiping and with the rumors and the extra chatter that was going on at the table when they went to sit down. So then the next part that I got was that she was in a Jeep. Okay, so then she went to go to the parking lot to find a ride home. And mind you, oh no, I'm sorry. After she noticed that they were doing all the gossiping, she pretended to go back up and she was like, let me get me some more food. Okay. And because she knew that she didn't want to go back to the gossiping, she pretended yet again. A lot of pretending with this person. She pretended yet again to take extra long so she wouldn't have to go back. Okay. So and that they would be gone, and when she went back they were gone. Okay. So that to me is like, again, not facing your fears. So there could be some things that you're doing, and instead of facing them, you're just being absent from them, and that's not the same. There's some things that you should confront, that you should speak on, that you should say something about, but you're not doing it. Okay. And instead of you doing it, you're just taking yourself out of the situation so that you don't have to deal with it, which is not, that's one, to me, that's going to be another one of those intuitive hits that you're ignoring. Okay. This could be to my collective, however this resonates with you. Y'all like the video, please. Like the video, please. And thank you. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Thank y'all so much for joining me once again. Okay. So after that part, then they go to the parking lot, and she trying to get home. Like, she's like, I gotta get home. Like, I don't want to ride with these people. They're just gossiping and being annoying, and she didn't want to be like a part of that in any way, right? So she finds this girl that's just sitting out there in this Jeep, and she knows of her because she's a part of the group, but she doesn't like know her. Um, and so she sits there. Now, this was a Jeep. There was no roof. I want to say the Jeep was like, to be honest, I want to say it was like a dark blue or dark green or black Jeep. It was either black, green, or blue, some type of dark color. Okay. And she went and sat in that Jeep with this other girl. Okay. And the main thing I felt when I sat in that Jeep was like, it was like, whew, like a breath of fresh air. Like, I can sit and talk to you because you're a loner like me. So it gave me the energy of you thinking you found someone who's like you because they exhibit similar things that you do. Right. And also what it gave me too. So there is someone who's like a leader in this situation. Right. But they're not really an impressive leader. They do a horrible job at leading. This person is okay. So that's like, you know how you hire somebody to do something and then you bring them with you to you're a coordinator, you're a party coordinator, and you hire somebody to do events with you, and they've never done it before, and you are comfortable just letting them roam around the party and saying and doing whatever because you're like, well, you're going to be competent enough to do it, you'll get it. It's kind of like that. Like, somebody is taking somebody under their wing, or somebody is stepping in a leadership role to like be the leader, but they're not leading. They just have someone following them. They're not doing anything with it or about it. They're not doing anything with it. Okay. That's what I'm getting from this person that was sitting out there. Like, she's just sitting there, and, like I said, the girl she's not even speaking to me at this point. In the dream, it's me. So she's not even speaking to me. She's just sitting there. And because she's by herself, I somehow equate that to being like me. So you're equating The way it's coming in is like you are whatever you see from what somebody's showing you on the outside. You're like, oh, well, we're like each other because they're showing me this. We're a lot alike because they do this too. They do that too. But you guys are not as much alike as you think that you are, because you don't know what's going on the depth. And like I said, in the dream, there was something that this girl was thinking about that was keeping her from conversing with me. It wasn't that she didn't like me. It was something that she had on her mind. It was something that was on her mind, heart, and spirit. It was something that she was pondering over that kept her from being a good leader to me, or to the people, to me in the dream. It was me. So I feel like this may be going on with you all, or like to my collective. Like there could be someone who is volunteering to do something that they really don't have the want to be there the way that it requires them. You understand what I'm saying? I hope y'all get what I'm saying. So then let's turn it to the actual girl in the dream itself, which was me. But like I said, this is somewhat someone, excuse me, she decides to jump out of the vehicle because she thinks that, okay, well, the girl's not paying any attention. It's quiet. She's just like doing her thing. And she's like, maybe if I jump out of the vehicle, then she'll just be like, oh my gosh. And she kind of thought she would get a reaction by jumping out of the vehicle when the girl made the right turn down the road. So there's that, right? So the thing with that is was this like a prank? Was this like some type of toxic behavior that she was exhibiting? Was this some sort of trauma response? Is it that she was like seeking attention and she had no other way to get it? So her way of getting attention was to do something so drastic, like to jump out of the vehicle while the girl was driving, because she thought that would get her attention. So it's like, I don't know if this is a repetitive cycle to you as the watcher, or someone that collective, that is using trauma responses to get attention from people, using emotional manipulation to get attention from people. Okay. But the people that she has near her, they're not the people that she really wants to be with her. This isn't like, what am I getting at? This isn't like, I'm sorry, because I just lost my train of thought, y'all, because I'm thinking about another part of this dream. Oh, okay. So the trauma response, okay. So keep in mind that this is another thing that I like am picking up with this dream. So this person was like suffering. So from what I can tell right now, like I said, I can tell that this person was suffering from some sort of identity crisis. This person was suffering from not wearing a mask, from wearing a mask and not speaking their mind, from being a people pleaser. This people was giving like what do you call it? Like empathetic vibe. Is given like they have empathy for other people, but they give themselves too much, so that they attract narcissists, or they attract people that like to take advantage of, right? But it's given similar energy because she like tried to do some sort of like, well, you're not paying attention to me, so let me jump out of the vehicle. Okay, let me just move on. Okay. So then the part that I kind of got was like, even with the lady, it says no one notices that your emotions. Okay. So it feels like no one could tell that she was going through all of this stuff. So again, this is giving that mask. This is giving that outward appearance. This is giving that nobody knew that this girl was going through this type of stuff. Nobody knew she was this insecure. Nobody knew that she was this much of a people pleaser. Nobody knew that she was actually hurting inside and in pain, because remember, they thought that she was just going slow getting her food. They didn't know she was doing it on purpose. They thought that she just wanted more food, when she got back up and took extra long to go get more food, but she really was getting away from them. They didn't see that. So somebody is not showing their true self. And then they're getting angry that what they do show of people, nobody wants to be around, or nobody's receptive to that. So no one's receptive to the mask you're wearing anymore. And it could be because they're showing you their true colors. They're showing you who they are, whoever these people are in your life, or like I said, take it how it resonates. Okay. They're already showing you their true colors. you're going to have to be brave and bold enough to show yours. And if you don't want to be around somebody because they got nasty, negative ass energy, that's cool. You don't have to make excuses why you don't want to be there. You don't have to go back to the lunch line to get more food when you're not even really hungry just because you don't want to be around these people. You're going to have to be brave and bold enough to tell these people, or to just not be there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not be involved with it. And I think what was happening for her in a dream is that she kept trying to figure out ways to be there. Like, she kept trying to figure out ways to be a part of the group, but without, like, she wanted to distance herself, but without taking herself completely out of the group. Y'all get what I'm saying? Okay. So then we get to the part of the dream where she's walking and she meets this man. And he's just standing on the side of the road, minding his business. He's just kind of standing there. And she starts walking past. Now, mind you, she's wearing a little skimpy top with some, some shorts and some boots. And, they in the middle of nowhere. Now, the way that this dream took place for me was, this was an old road with it almost was giving like, I don't want to call them palm trees, but it's giving like Las Vegas, Nevada, Mexico. It's giving that Western deserty kind of vibes, but countryside though. It was like a countryside, it was dry and it was hot, but there wasn't a lot of grass, but there was a lot of grass, like in the distance though. There was like a lot of grass, like off up in like around or in the distance, but not on the road. Like on the road, there was like I want to say like a mountain. Like there was a solid brick or, like mountain or some sort of large on one side of the road. On this side, on one side of the road, there was just a barrier here that to where no one could come in on that other side. Okay. No one can come in from this way. But then on this way, there was like dirt road and like palm trees or whatever type of tree that I'm don't know what kind of tree it is, but it kind of is giving like palm tree ish over there with like dirt and stuff like that. And then beyond that would have been more like green and things like that, right? So I'm just saying this just in case any of you it resonate. I don't know. Okay. But let's see. So as they're walking, she meets this man. And the man is asking her a bunch of questions. And so she starts to get concerned. And she feels some type of way. And it's like the person that, and this is what I got from that. So out of all this whole entire dream, nobody's paying this girl any attention. But the one person that is paying her attention is this man. And obviously this man is creepy in the dream. I can feel it. And I can tell you exactly what he looked like, which I'll probably actually do that over on Patreon. Because there are some of these messages I'm going to take with me to Patreon. This is just the quick breakdown. Okay. But it's like, so you're giving your energy to the wrong people, collective. I don't know how this is resonating with you. Like I said, I don't know if this is an event that has yet to happen or some sort of, and like, which is a warning, or if this is something that has already happened literally, or if this is metaphorically speaking, spiritually speaking, the way that you are behaving and how this can be corrected right here, right now, before you allow yourself to be completely taken advantage of by someone who is going to, I'm talking, steal your grace, collective. Someone who is going to, every ounce of goodness that you have in you, this person is going to abuse and misuse if you do not stay clear of this energy now. If you don't do the work now to get you from meeting this person, so that because so many left turns will get you to a certain destination, where had you taken a right turn, it might get you to a different destination. And there is something that you are doing repetitively and not listening to your intuition that is going to lead you to a place where you can't come back from, whether that be actual physical unaliving or whether that be straight up spiritual death. Because as they were walking and he kept saying, oh, this place is horrible, it's a dead zone. He kept saying that this is a dead zone. There's no signal out here. There's no service out here. Yeah, the service out here is crap, man. It's just bad. And he kept bringing attention to that. And she already knew. Like, she had her phone, she could not make her a call. She kept thinking this girl was gonna like turn around, like notice that, okay, she jumped out of the car and was gonna like turn around and backtrack and be like, girl, like, what are you doing? Or like, when did you get out of the car? But the girl kept driving and never knew one time that the girl jumped out of the vehicle. And so this dude is constantly telling her there's no signal, and she knows there's no signal, which again is giving me that connection that you once had, or that connectivity that you have to divine. You have to continue to use that. It's like a muscle. If you don't use it, then you lose it. You have to constantly use your intuition before stuff like this happens, so that we can prevent things like this, physically or metaphysically. So somebody is, I feel, losing their privileges. This could be their spiritual gifts. This could be whatever privileges that you have been neglecting, almost taking advantage of the fact that you have them, not using them, feeling as if they're not going anywhere, or you can just keep pretending to be something you're not. Or allowing people to be in your energy when you know that they don't mean you any good. You know they're not your people. That's the kind of energy that's coming along with it, right? So I feel like the person that paid her some attention, he knew the stuff to say, and he started just following her. Slowly but surely, he was following her. And he was kind of saying things about the cell phone service. And then after that, he was like, oh yeah, don't look like your friend coming back, huh? And she just kept trying to like, oh, now she's being fake again. Oh, yeah, there go my friend right there. Yep, that's her. So I'll talk to you later. Like, she was just trying to, like, she just kept walking. The whole time she was walking, she never stopped to talk to him. She was walking the whole time. And he was just walking right behind her. And again, like I said, it's giving that fake energy. But then the biggest part of this dream was the realization. Because in that moment, when that second or that last car passed, in that moment, she knew that that man was going to kill her. She knew that she wasn't going to be alive after their encounter. And in that slight moment in the dream, it's like I could feel every single thought that, and y'all, it actually gets me, emotional, but I could feel every single thought that surfaced as she realized what was going on. Like, from the fear to the disappointment and the confusion were the big words, because she knew she was going to die. And she also knew that it was because of her own actions or lack thereof that led her there. And she knew that because she knew the road was a lonely road that she was on. She knew cars weren't passing like that. She knew that nobody was going to find her way out there. She knew that at this point that whatever he was going to do, that he was going to do, and she was going to feel, and that it was going to, she was just in that type of energy. And she thought to herself, this is happening to me because of my own trauma. This is happening to me because I allowed this to happen. That's the way that she processed it as she was being taken advantage of. And like I said, it really kind of hits, because I have not had dreams like that. Not like that. I've had all types of dreams, trust me. But this one was clearly something that I was seeing. Although I'm breaking the dream down metaphysically, this is something that happened to someone. This is something that is going to, it has happened or is going to. And I really feel like it's already happened, because there was such a time frame between when she was unalived, when she was found, and then when they started to document everything that was found with this case. Like, it was almost like 3 different times. Like, maybe in a dream, when I woke up and wrote it down, I said 10 years, but it could have been like she got murdered. They found her maybe 10 days later, and maybe 10 years later they found the killer, or maybe they found the killer but never found the body. I don't know. Okay, I'm just telling you, you guys are getting it straight the way it came. I have no idea. I would literally have to hone in and do some deep meditation, which I am not trying to do on this energy too much. I am doing my part as the messenger and releasing this video out there in hopes that it can assist someone in some way, form, or fashion, or give you closure in some way, form, or fashion, or even if this is metaphysical and this isn't like a physical actual death, that you can redirect yourself before you get in a car with someone who doesn't care if you jump out or not. And then you're taken advantage of by someone who notices your lack of resources. Like legit. That's the only reason I'm putting this message out, or I wouldn't. So like I said, there was I'm going to discuss the outer body experience that she had at the funeral, what she saw when she was there, feeling as if there were others. And you know how, like I said, there were people that were talking about other people around her. When she passed away, she could see that there were other people. She could see what other people thought about her. Okay. And it's like she was there during all three of these findings. She was there when they found out she was there when she passed, and she like was no longer there. She was there when they found her body. She was in that energy of being around her loved ones, and she was also there when they made this documentary. So it's like in spirit. This is all happening in spirit, what I'm explaining to you. I'm also going to discuss what happened as far as them finding the killer or the person that unalived her. And I'm making it a point to put in here that they found this person alive and in right mind to tell what he actually done. So they got details, the details that I just described from her point of view. They also get them from his point of view. So this is going to resonate with people. If this resonates, this will have what I just said will have came from his side as well. This would be something that you are going to find out, or that you're going to become privy to, that this is what happened just before this incident. Okay. There's also a story that comes out of this. There's some sort of life-changing event that takes place due to this situation. So it's almost like that this was not in vain. This was something that happened on a spiritual realm, in the spirit world, due to a lesson that needed to be learned on somebody's part, whether that be the girl herself, or whether that be the person or the people around her that were with her in the cafeteria at the school. There is a lesson that is being learned energetically. There's a lesson that's being learned on a soul level through this experience, and it's connected to her and the people that are around her. So it's like there was an energy that came in to fulfill a mission that it knew would touch the people that it touched. It knew the lessons that you needed to get, and you needed to get, and you needed to get would come from this situation. It is not in vain. It's not as senseless as it sounds when you're learning spiritual things, as far as the spirits and souls are concerned. So there is some sort of life story. It's called like some sort of disappearance. I'm actually hearing the word the disappearance, or I'm hearing the word disappearance. So it gave missing vibes before it was ever like this happened. Before it was like some sort of confirmation of what happened, there was a heavy presence of it being a disappearance first. Y'all forgive me. I talk a lot in these videos and my mouth gets dry. So, and also over on Patreon, I will discuss my feelings as the dreamer or the messenger, as I woke up feeling extremely secure and grounded. I felt really good on, as far as I'm concerned, as far as me as the dreamer, as the messenger. I didn't feel ill feelings like of any of this to me or anything of that nature. I felt a sense of gratitude, I guess, for being able to receive the message. It's almost like, it came in like, thank you, like, and don't worry, like you're okay. Like it came in like really, I had a really confident, grounded feeling. I can't really explain that here, but yeah, I did. So I just, and like I said, y'all, there's more to it, but that's pretty much what I'm gonna release here on YouTube. This dream really touched me, y'all. Like I said, I had this dream October 23rd of 2023. So you all can, whenever you see this video, you guys can, use your discernment and take it how it resonates with you. But that is what I got. Okay. It took me a couple of months to put this video out because I was unsure of where I wanted to put it out. First of all, I kind of wanted to put it over on Patreon where my patrons could see it, but I was like, oh, I don't know if it'll reach who it needs to reach there. And I want people to be able to get this message before it's too late if it's something that hasn't already happened. Okay. And then, like I said, if it is metaphorically speaking and we talking about, energies and how we can control them and keep this from happening, then I definitely wanted to put it out here so that if this resonates with you in any way, form, or fashion, if you feel like that you have to pretend to be something that you're not, if you feel like that you allow people to misuse you or abuse you like on repeat, or you feel like that the people that are around you are not a good, reflection of who you are and a good reflection of the type of people you will want around you. If you feel like you constantly put other people before you, but then these people don't put you, and don't hold you in the same regard. If you feel this same energy, then this could be your message. If you feel like that you belong in or with a group of people just because of the outer, because they have this or they have that, and that's why you belong with them, but then you realize that the stuff on the inside is what really matters, this could be your message. Okay. So thank you guys. Okay. Thank you guys for being with me. Y'all know how this go. I don't know who this message for, but I had to get it off my mind, heart, and spirit to somebody. Okay. It's for somebody. All right. So y'all don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe if we vibe. Okay. This is my additional page that I'm growing here. Y'all go check out I Don't Know Who This For the podcast. Okay. Check out I Don't Know Who This For the podcast. And be on the lookout for more videos like these as I continue to grow here. Okay. And as you and I continue to grow as a soul family, as will our energy and our connections between each other. Okay. I've got more dreams, interpretations on the way, as well as some personal stories that I want to share that may help somebody somewhere. So y'all be on the lookout for those as well. Okay. So thank you guys for being with me. I love y'all. And as I always say, we are all a spectrum of we're all a spectrum of our thoughts, our actions, and our emotions. Y'all be vibrant. Peace.